Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I've seen some of you already today, so I really appreciate you coming back for more. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Emma Goode. I'm the founder of digital marketing agency 24 Fingers. We help people all over the world actually get more out of their digital marketing. That's it. We help people get more out of their digital marketing. We specialize in working with solopreneurs and startup businesses. My motto is basically that we don't need to be spending fortunes on this stuff. It doesn't need to be rocket science. It doesn't need to be all tech jargon and sort of black magic. We can do this as plain English and actually have fun and get loads of confidence and actually enjoy marketing rather than thinking, oh my God, it's something else that I've got to do on the to-do list. So this is my mission in life, and I'm I'm so happy to be with everybody today. For those of you that saw me this morning, I've been up since 2:30 driving my son to Heathrow. So if I stumble on my words or say anything silly, it's probably because I'm a bit sleep deprived, but I'm sure that won't happen. For those of you that have been on my sessions before, you'll know that they're really informal, and really this is your session to ask me anything that you want on social media. So no questions are silly one. This is a really safe space. If you're thinking it, I'm sure other people will be thinking it as well. So please do feel free to ask me absolutely anything, and I'll try my best to answer. And if I don't know the answer straight away, we'll open it up to the floor, and I can always find out after and come back to you. So I don't have a fixed structure for these sessions. It's an open invite to start off. But Aisha has raised her hand, so that seems a really good place to start by asking or saying hello to Aisha and seeing how we can help.
Hi, Emma. Sorry, I can't put my camera on just at the moment.
Please don't worry.
Okay. So I just wanted some advice really on a couple of things around a CEO having email overwhelm.
Yeah.
And, so basically he's got a VA who helps him, but it's just the system isn't working. So I just wondered if you have any tips and tricks or automations for managing emails and kind of getting to that elusive inbox zero. And also, before I forget, I'm also looking for tools that will help with transcribing and also proofreading as well. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on any of those.
Yeah, I do. When anybody reaches inbox zero, please tell me. This is my North Star as well. But a couple of things, because this is something that I'm definitely striving for as well. And automations have helped me hugely. And actually, we've got somebody on the call that can also add some brilliant advice, Gary, on this. So I would say, from a CEO point of view, my business coach always tells me that the priority is to extract time out of your day wherever you can. So I would suggest that the VA and the CEO work together and micro detail every single task, every single email that comes in, and get kind of processes in place so that the VA is empowered and has the confidence to either reply back directly and snooze the emails. So there's a great bit of kit that I discovered last week actually called Follow Up Them. And essentially what you do, you forward your emails to this mailbox called Follow Up Then. You can set what day it reminds you. So if you know something isn't hugely urgent on the Eisenhower scale of kind of high importance, high urgency, low importance, low urgency, you could say, remind me of that in 2 days' time or 3 days' time, and it will resend you the email. And while that doesn't help with the email inbox overload, what it does do is it clears it from your brain and your inbox that day for it to reappear. I know Gary's working on some brilliant AI tools that will be trained to answer questions on websites. So I'll open up the floor to Gary to talk about that in the future. In a minute. From my point of view, what I've done on my emails, because I get like a bonkers amount. If anybody who knows me on the call knows that I get a huge amount. I've set up a load of rules by using connectors. So a connector is something that will take a trigger. So a trigger might be a Microsoft Outlook inbox and new email received. That would be the trigger. And then you can filter it. So, for example, when I get a Google My Business review by email, that sends an email to my team to say, we've just had a review. And it also adds a task into our project management system that assigns it to one of my colleagues who can then reply to the review personally. So the email comes in, that sets off a trigger. The task is added to the project management system and the email's deleted. And that kind of thinking really helps because my brain doesn't need to be on, oh God, I've got to answer that review, because my team can really easily do that for me. So I'd encourage the VA to be thinking about what are the emails that come in that only need the CEO's brain, and what others are functional, what doesn't need his personal touch or flair. And then you can automate rules. So the rules could be, for example, add a task to a project management system, to move to a folder. It could be delete. It could be forward to a distribution list. Think about what the end goal is and then track that backwards. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it does. So does that work for Gmail as well, for Google
Yeah,
Suite?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I have an Outlook and Gmail, but the trigger-based stuff can work for any platform.
And sorry, the connectors that you mentioned, is that a soft, is that like Zapier or?
Yeah, exactly. You can use
Yeah.
API. There's others that I recommend that are cheaper. Zapier gets a bit hefty when you're doing a lot of tasks. But yeah, in essence, you can, to be honest, you can even do it within Gmail and Outlook. There's inbuilt rules and processing. But essentially, I would get the VA to sit next to the CEO or open up the inbox at the same time if on Zoom, and literally monitor what comes in, what scripts could be used that are just standard responses. So it could be, for example, when somebody inquires to work with the CEO, the VA's already got a script that says, really looking forward to talking about our collaboration. Please book into a Calendly, and then the Calendly can auto fill a entry in a database. You know, there's so much. I'm quite passionate about all of this stuff. But yeah, so much can filter in and trigger based stuff that could free your CEO up, so that he only focuses on his stuff. I know Sheila's got her hand up. Sheila, did you have a comment on this before I go to Gary? Hiya, Sheila.
No, I want to ask a question, but I'm happy
Oh,
to wait.
amazing. Thank you so much. Gary, anything to add on the kind of email automation side of things? And Sheila, I'll come back after we finish with Aisha's questions, if that's all right.
Okay.
Yes, hi everybody. I'm not an aficionado with regards to email management. I have tried and used a tool called SaneBox, SANE box.ai. It helps you it takes a while to set up, as in anything in life. You know, you've got to pay some attention into getting it set up correctly. But once it's set up, I think one of the best features I've found was SaneBox Black Hole. Things you can just drag into the Black Hole folder, and from that point forward, it won't allow that email back into your website. It sets up some instructions to never allow that email, whether it be a newsletter or somebody you've unsubscribed to and they've found their way back in. And obviously important emails, it comes with reminders as well. It works on any platform. So if you're using Gmail, then you're safe. But yeah, I would say SaneBox is what I would offer up. Have a look at.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Second part of the question was transcription and proofreading. Is that right, Aisha?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So here is some tools, and there's definitely one that includes transcription there for you. So I'll just put the link into chat. And in terms of proofreading, I am thinking Grammarly. I don't use it, but I don't use it. I don't know whether anyone else uses Grammarly, but I find proofreading quite easy because my background's publishing. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about proofreading. Joe, what do you use anything for proofreading? Oh, just on mute.
Sorry.
Lovely.
Yeah, sorry. No, only myself actually.
Yeah, same as me.
I know it's hard actually because you feel you've got to read everything anyway if you're doing publications or whatever. So I'm not sure I would completely, I'd still have to read it anyway. I'm sure there is a tool. I just haven't used one.
I'm thinking Grammarly off the top of my head. Has John got one?
Well, you can use AI to proofread it. So Gemini or something like that. You can just drop it in there and say proofread this. You've got to remember it's not super bright, but it'll pick up. Because especially if the document's technical, specific, or whatever, but it will proofread it, and it will sometimes make suggestions to make it more formal or change the tone of it.
Thank you, John. Good shout.
I've used Grammarly.
You use Grammarly, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like it, Sheila?
I do, actually, and you can override it if you don't agree with it.
Very good point.
The suggestions.
Does that help, Aisha?
Yes, it does definitely. I'm looking for time-saving tools. I know that the VA would probably have to run her eye over the finished article anyway, but if it saves half an hour here and there,
it all adds up, doesn't it?
It all adds up, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to get to at the moment.
I think also it's like, for me, the advent of AI has meant that I want to use my brain for the things that I'm uniquely qualified to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than doing like kind of work that is just busy work. Do you know what I mean? Like I can be very guilty for doing busy work, especially on a Friday where I've been very busy all week, and Friday's like, right, I'll just do busy work, go for a wee while to do this to kind of like decompress a bit.
Yeah, I think there's a role for that at some point in the week as well. But like I said, I'm just looking for the easy, quick win time savers that are going to help them to get to a point where they can start to look at bigger picture stuff rather than being in the weeds the whole time.
Being micro, yeah, I completely get it. I've suffered with inbox overwhelm a lot. Completely get it. Let us know how you get on. Come back and tell us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, absolute pleasure. Sheila, over to you.
Yes. As a marketing expert, I've employed somebody who is a marketing expert. They do it for a lot of people, but she's been doing a lot of marketing for me through Canva on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for the last 3 months. And she sends out little posts every 3 days. And she said, I haven't had any response at all. And she said, I've got to carry on for, it takes at least 6 months or more to get, people responding. Is that right? I can't afford to do another 3 months of it.
What's your business, Sheila?
I'm a personal and spiritual life coach.
Amazing. I've got thoughts, but I'm gonna ask actually 2 people on the call to share their thoughts about time and effort to end of the spectrum. So Joe, and is it right? Joe, what's your opinion on this? Because Joe runs her social media for a charitable organisation, and Joe and I have spoken a lot about kind of effort versus risk versus reward.
Yeah, it's quite a different business to yours, Sheila. So
Okay.
so we're a grant making charitable trust. So people are groups are coming to us looking for money. So they're looking for something on the one hand, and on the other hand, we're trying to engage people in Essex in giving us money, making charitable donations that we can match with the charitable groups that are applying for funding. So we have quite a few different audiences. So on the one hand, we've got the grant partners, if you like, the charities looking for funding, and we'd have no problem engaging them. You can put stories out and say you've got a funding program and they'll come on in. When you're talking about trying to engage people in doing something for you, very, very different and different ways of trying to engage them. And I've been on Emma's course as well. And I always get it wrong, Emma. I always call it the 7 steps to success. Is it all right? Is that right? And I'm still going through all my notes and what all the things that I could possibly do to be a success. And I had a colleague who was doing all of our social media, and she's now left. So I'm having to pick a lot of it up. So it does take time. I can absolutely say that, and it isn't an instant response. There are some tools that Emma has shared that you can do certain things through Facebook and ads and videos and all of that sort of thing, and to try and engage people and get the responses and clicks and whatever up for small amounts of investment, actually, is what Emma has explained to me. My issue is having enough time to do it all. But it does seem to work for a lot of other people. And they've been doing it for a while. Is that right, Emma?
Yeah, Sheila, I was just going to say, first of all, I really emphasize from a small business owner's point of view, where you like just putting stuff out there and perhaps not seeing the level of traction and engagement. And actually, I was talking to somebody else on the call about this earlier. The things I would be checking: format, like if your colleague is doing static posts and not video-based posts, it's going to be harder. If you haven't got people on faces and smiles, or cats or dogs, it's going to be harder. If you don't have a big following to start off with, it's going to be harder. So to be fair to your colleague, if you're starting from a blank piece of paper, yes, it'll take time. Joe's absolutely right. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but I would 100% say that there's things that are going to help you quicker and faster. So that would be reels, 1,000,000% text-based reels. Even if you didn't want to go on camera, I mean, we do video training, but if you never wanted to go on camera, you could do text-based reels. That works with the algorithm. If you wanted to get out in front of your ideal client, for people that are interested in spirituality, that people that are kind of values-based people, you could chuck up a couple of quid on Facebook per day and you could get in front of thousands. And you might think, actually, for the sake of, I don't know, 50 quid a month, suddenly you're going to reach 10,000 people rather than it being that painful, big, hard slog every day where you're getting frustrated. Your colleagues probably thinking, oh God, I just want to give Sheila a lead. So for me, it would be format, it would be frequency, and it would be about amplification. And all of that can be done without spending thousands, but it would get you feeling like you're making traction rather than just feeling like it's the same progress every month. If that makes sense?
Yeah. It's just that I've been so disappointed. I mean, I have got quite a big following anyway.
Brilliant. Oh, so you've got a really good foundation. Yeah.
And I used to do masses of this all years ago and then came away from it. So I'm just restarting. And I get loads of likes, but then nobody signs up. It's just because I want to start a membership group and workshops and what have you. And I'm just wondering if I can do it myself. But as Joe said, it takes time, and I'm not that technical.
I think work out where your talents are best served. Is it going on Canva, making up posts? Potentially not. If you're getting likes, that means that your audience are engaged. If the people that are liking your posts are your ideal clients, I would take your best performing organic post, turn that into paid, and make what's called a lead generation objective ad. When you run those, you'll collect somebody's details in order to prospect to them again. So it feels more transactional rather than that top of the funnel stuff where people are just liking your stuff. You want them to take action, either get to the website, book in a discovery call, or get in touch with you.
Okay. Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is you probably think about what's more valuable to you, your time or ad budget. So if your time's worth more, like if your hour of time is worth more than 50 quid, like if you could earn more than that in a consultation session, I'd spend 50 quid on the ad budget. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think things like Facebook ads work?
Yeah, definitely. Like we've got a client at the minute that's getting building their email address list, their newsletter database for less than a quid a contact.
Really?
Yeah. From a starting point of zero, like they're a new business and they want to have like a GDPR compliant email address, and that's less than a quid. That's on quite a mass product, but everyone needs coaching, right?
Yes, exactly. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah.
Go for it, Gary.
Just to Sheila's point, and the step before, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. I also get a lot of advertising or connection requests with regards to whoever doing their social media for me, and there seems to be a hell of a lot of that around. How do you pick the right one?
Good question.
Yeah,
there's so many people who are social media gurus, and I've got a little bit of IQ up here to know that only 5-10% of them are only good at what they do. How do you sift those out?
She was recommended to me.
Okay.
And she does it for quite a lot of other people. I don't know them actually, other than one person.
Okay.
She does it on quite a big scale. In fact, now her husband actually works for her because she's so busy.
I think I know who you're talking about. On LinkedIn, Sheila.
She's all over the place.
Okay.
I better not reveal her name.
No, don't. But I'll put.
We're all intrigued now.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Joe, she is in Essex. I'm in Essex as well.
Oh,
where are you? Where are you in Essex?
Coggeshall, if you know where that is.
Yeah, I do know where that is.
Yeah, I'm in Chelmsford. Mm.
All right, I moved from Chelmsford quite a while ago. She's in Braintree. That's all I'll say.
Okay. I'm not sure it's the person I'm thinking of. I'm gonna have to be like spy detective. I think Christine wants to add some thoughts because Christine's in your space as well.
All right, okay.
Oh, actually, I was waiting for a question. So
oh, sorry. Nice to see you, Christine. I think. I mean, Gary's talking about how do you choose? I would say like ask for results, ask for real metrics, see those Google Analytics, see those site visits. I think because data doesn't lie, does it? Like case studies can be manipulated and maneuvered and all of that, but actually seeing graphs and seeing data, that's what I would ask for an average cost per lead, ask for an average engagement rate, but like drill down on the numbers.
Yes, I have. Funny enough, I did ask her for that, and she's going to send it through next week.
Oh, wicked, cool. Does anyone else have any thoughts about kind of selecting somebody? That's what I do.
Mm.
Okay, and I might try an advert actually as well.
What for? For a Facebook ad, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you set it up, Sheila, consider the objective because not all Facebook objectives are the same. So you'll want to consider that before you send that live.
Yeah. Just finally, last question. Could I use all the stuff myself? Repost them.
If you've what that she's done, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I paid for them.
if you've paid for it, it's your copyright. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, no, thank you. That's what I might do for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
That-
Thanks ever so much for your help.
Pleasure. Over to Kristen.
Yes, hi Emma. I've got a bit of a technical question actually, so I don't know if you'll tell me if you can answer. But just to follow up on the Facebook objective, if without setting up an ad with a specific form to collect the information, what would be the best Facebook objectives? Until now, I've been thinking basically visiting my page.
Website or page?
My website. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, my website page.
Yeah. I honestly think nowadays to get leads, the lead objective is the best one. Because the downside with sending people to the website, although it's cheaper, there's a gap or reduction of the amount of people that see the ad on Facebook to actually the people that land on the website. There's always a drop off, number one. And the beauty about doing the lead form on Facebook or Insta, where you get people's details there and then, is that if you've got their details rather than them coming to the website, bouncing off and not collecting the contact form.
So what would be the next best one then?
What after the form?
After the lead form.
Yeah, website. Whenever I've done messaging ads on Facebook, and it just cost me a fortune.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I was thinking. So my original question was that actually is to do with analytics, and I couldn't find a way of seeing the visits on my website in GA4 from social media. For me, it's only Facebook. The difference between what's paid and what's organic. I don't know if that's something you know how to do.
Yes. So when you set up your any ad, whether it's Facebook or Google or whatever, it'll ask you whether you want to set up something called a UTM parameter. So a UTM parameter is something that you can, I think the posh word is append. You can add something to the end of it that says where the source came from. So it would be something like facebook.com/healing true hypnotherapy/ source paid medium Facebook campaign smoking cessation, for example. And then in your GA4 you can then filter out by campaign, tell you all your Facebook organic versus the one that was from the campaign.
So sorry, where would I set up this UTM parameter?
You can set it up on any post, so wherever you use a link.
Or in Facebook then, okay.
Yeah, or in your lead objective form when you're setting it up, the bottom, just before you press publish, the bottom field is, do you want to set up a UTM parameter? And that's where you put it in there. But you could do it for anything. You could do it for organic social, so where the source might be paid, you just change that to organic. You could do that on LinkedIn, you could do that on Google My Business. A UTM parameter will give you a single source of truth in terms of where that website is in from.
So if you have already sort of published an ad, can you go back and edit and add this? Sorry, I'm just going to close the door.
Yeah, if you...
Sorry about that. Yeah.
That's right. If you've got a campaign going, you can edit it, add the UTM parameter, republish it, and that way you can Google Analytics. You can basically filter out any let's call it any post on any platform, any referral.
And it will be picked up automatically by Google Analytics.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Okay.
anything.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. And I think what is really good about that is that it will absolutely determine, going back to Sheila's point, what's working, what's not working, what platform's good, what platform's bad, what type of content does the paid absolutely outweigh the organic. And it's like black and white, do you know what I mean? Like you can really see whether that paid spend did affect the amount of time on site, how many pages, engagement rate, or is it better? Because I've noticed, Kristen, I've noticed how much effort you've put in on the organic side. You could then really clearly see if I add in a UTM, organic UTM, and I spent 3 hours doing a post, Do I get the same results as a paid one?
Yes, well, at the end of the day, it all goes down to being able to see whether anyone ever visits my website from any of those. So for me, it's getting the intelligence behind the work.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's a
Right.
bit like you can make a judgment call and go, actually, if I spent all Sunday creating posts and I got X amount of link clicks, or I chucked in the 50 quid that we'll talk about earlier, what gave me the best return on investment?
Yes, exactly.
And because your brain's like really good at thinking, like you're really analytical, like you know all this stuff, and like you really track and measure, like you're brilliant at that. It'll give you a very kind of rubber stamp validation on your efforts, and also I think it would really encourage you or give you confidence. Or conversely, you go, actually, I don't want to spend that amount of time for that result. Sod it, I'm just going to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, thank you, Emma.
You know me, like I'm always like, no, keep going. I won't let you stop.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Feel free, any questions? I'm slightly delirious now because I've been up so long.
Can I just say something?
Go for it.
I think what you're doing, allowing people to ask you questions, is fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
No, it is, because we don't often get the opportunity for things like this. I might do this myself.
There's a lot of
But
like
not on marketing.
I think there's a lot of like information that's been like chucked at people, and I don't think information is the problem. I think it's like how to implement and how to put it into action.
Yeah, but no, I think it's fabulous. So thank you.
That really
Right,
means a lot. Thank you.
I've got a quick question. Do you have a
John?
view? Do you have a view on Google Ads?
Yeah, I do. What's your view though first?
Well, I've been in a battle with Google to get the company verified. Well, I've finally got that done. It for some reason was insistent. I was at the back end of Germany somewhere. It was quite a painful process, but I got it sorted out. But now there's the sort of ads. So it's just been something I've been considering. I kind of get, it's sort of digital transformation, so technology. So selling things like this actually, like Zoom and networks and replacing phone systems, Microsoft Teams and that kind of thing.
Yeah, interesting. So my views are, I think Google Ads, when it works, is absolutely brilliant. So we've just taken on a client who does, I didn't even know what this word was before we started, printed circuit boards, PCB. It's like some tech. Do you know what that is, John? I didn't know what that was. Yeah. So it's like quite technical. And we've started, what's today, 25th. So we started on the 1st of July, and they've had 6 leads in. And in the 10 years in business, they've never had a lead through their website. So they are like, oh my God, Google Ads is like manna from heaven. It's amazing. And I think with the right product, with the right, obviously planning optimization, I would say that it can work really well. I would say just be mindful of the budget. So in your industry, that's going to be a hefty click cost. If you can make it work and still make a profit on your consultancy and you need leads within like a couple of weeks, go for it. If you've got more time, less budget, and you want a result, you might want to look at SEO. I should imagine in your industry, there's a lot of money being spent on Google Ads. But if you wish, John, we could have a look now if you want.
Sure, yes, up to you, yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let me talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to set it up for you. What type of words do you think people would be putting in Google to find you, John?
Digital transformation.
Yeah, cool.
BT switch off.
What was that, sorry?
BT switch off. So it's one of the win themes on the website is about the voice networks getting switched off. The traditional voice network is So that's kind of key things that's happening. It's been put back a year, but ultimately it's getting turned. The voice network's getting turned off. You've got to move to a voice over the internet solution. Traditional voice lines are going.
Yeah. So is that like VoIP?
Yeah, you need to move to VoIP.
Yeah. Right. So what do you call it? Digital transformation. So let me just share my screen. So I'm on something called Google Keyword Planner. And when my computer lets me share, sorry, yeah, cool. I'll just share screen. Yeah, I'm on something called Google Keyword Planner, and basically it's free from Google. It will tell you what you're likely to be paying for a Google click. Now, just to set expectations, conversion rate on digital marketing is about 1 to 3%. So for every 100 clicks, etc., you're expecting between 1 and 3 customers. So when we look at John's industry, digital transformation, we can see that using that term, it's 4,400 searches a month in the UK alone. And John could potentially pay between £3.52 for a click to 13 quid. Now, going back to that rationale of 1 to 3%, effectively, if my maths is correct, 13 times 100 is 1,300 quid to get 100 people to the site at the top end. And if 1% of those converted to a lead for John, it could cost him 1,300 quid a lead. That may or may not be acceptable to John in terms of lifetime value order. John's smiling. So
No.
I don't think it is. But then if it was a 3% conversion rate, 1,300 divided by 3 is about 450, isn't it? So potentially it could cost him 450 quid. I would be saying to John, right, let's not go for the £13 click. Let's go for something like, digital transformation framework, which is £8, £8.88. So immediately we've cut a £5 off per click. And that's the kind of research that we would do for John. Say, right, in the ecosystem, there are 1,061 keywords that people will be typing into Google to find what John does. John could be paying anything from 63p up to £20.78, and we will be helping John to find what keywords are correct for his business, which ones will bring him a lead without spending the 1,300 quid that just made John faint a little bit. So for me, Google Ads is a bit of a tipping point in terms of how much a lead's worth and how much you're willing to spend for a click.
What was that tool called again? That you were just in.
Oh, I was in something called Google Keyword Planner.
Have you used Ranking Coach?
What's it called? Ranking Coach?
Ranking Coach, yeah.
No, I don't know that one.
Okay.
Is that good?
Ironically, with the ISP that I host with, I bought a package on a trial, but it was too time consuming to do all the tasks. And then after that, the thing that was that I thought was good in the package was something called Ranking Coach. Then I found out you can use just the Ranking Coach on its own for free, but it's looking at it and it picks up on things like who they think your competitors are.
Yeah.
And they say, then they'll warn you and say your competitors, and they're not always right, obviously, with the algorithm of guessing the competitors, but they'll say your competitors are running ads or something like that. So it's sort of tipping you off with it, and then it gives you some tasks that you can go away and do.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Got it. Yeah, that's helpful. Do you want what was it called? Rank Coach?
Ranking Coach.
Ranking Coach. Oh, I'll have a look at that. Thank you. I'm just making a note of that. Thank you. And Gary, go for it.
Just briefly, Emma, can you interesting about keyword planning? What's the process thereafter? So I purchase a keyword. What next?
So look at the ecosystem in terms of like all the loads and loads of words that potentially you could go after. Then you would build out your campaign in terms of target audience, keywords, location, potentially max bid price. I don't know. Is Christine, are you still here?
Yeah, yes.
Christine's had lots of experience planning Google campaigns. Any pointers for Gary of like what to do, what not to do? Because it is a minefield. I would genuinely say, and I'm not just saying it because I sell that service, but it's really easy to spend a lot of money on Google Ads. So if you're thinking about Google Ads, let's chat. But Christine, what's your experience been like?
But my experience is that it is very easy to spend a lot of money. So yes, I have actually used the same keyword planner as Emma was just looking at. I wouldn't say it's totally reliable, but at least gives an idea. And my other thing would be to try and be, in my opinion, quite specific about what you're looking for. It all depends, what you want to attract, but to be quite specific in the keywords and looking at other ways that people might be searching and what they'd be looking for, so that to look for the things that might be less costly. I think that would be. I mean, it's such a minefield, as you say, Emma.
Gary, also because you're thinking AI, you're competing against the big boys of AI tech, and therefore invariably it's going to be more expensive. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I would look. I would look for alternatives. I would look for you to advise me on. Yeah, I don't have limitless budgets for
Who
marketing.
does? Who does though? Do you know what I mean?
With the big guys.
Yeah, the big guys. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Amy, it's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you since before COVID. I think she's got a camera. Who else can I help? Any other burning questions that are keeping you up at night? Joe, anything I can help you with?
Well, I came today because I thought any session I have with you, Emma, just enlightens me and gets me to have more and more questions, which
Well,
I
that's a good thing. Your
well,
to-do list is getting
and
bigger.
my to-do list, you'll be pleased to know, I think I've removed my dead links. So, but I needed help to do that. I seem to need help to do most things. So yeah, it was just been interesting to listen to everyone. At this moment, I seem to have lots of questions, but I need to formulate them. Otherwise, I'll take us down a long road that we might not come back from.
A
So
long rabbit hole.
I will. So I'm sorry. I did think, well, maybe I've got a question, but then I think I'm going to hold on to that because it might take us down somewhere that I don't want to go. So
No, if you think of it and you want to formulate it, just
yeah,
shout.
That's all right. Thank you.
I think Christine had another question anyway.
Yes, hi. It's another technical question. It might be quite complicated to give the full answer, but if you have a source or an easy to follow source, basically, since I've gone to a GA4, Google Analytics 4, which has been there for a while, but last time I don't go in there very often. I noticed that there used to be a way of I can't even remember what the word was. It was something that would allow you to know how many people went to my contact page, like a goal.
Yay.
And I think it's called events now.
It is.
And I was wondering if you have a good tip of where to go to find easy to follow explanations of how to set this up without spending
About losing your mind.
scrolling and searching and
Yeah, I think I have got a process in Google Tag Manager, set up an event in there. And then that will connect with your Google Analytics.
what did you
Yeah.
call it? The Google what?
Sorry, I'm mumbling. Google Tag Manager.
Mhm.
Gary might have a point on this.
Yes. Google's competition, while we're talking about Google, a search engine, AI search engine called Perplexity.ai. The difference between Google and Perplexity is Perplexity gives you the answers first with sources. And I've tested it many times. I'm trying to get things set up on a particular website. And I'm always given the instructions first. You don't get a choice of websites. You've got links to those websites. Give it a go. You'll be amazed at how quickly you get through things through simply getting the answers first, rather than having to open up multiple tabs, searching on those websites and trying to find your answer. What Perplexity does, it goes to all those websites, finds the most relevant response, and gives it.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary.
Pleasure.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emma. I'm so sorry. I was
lovely.
on the
Oh,
phone.
no, that's right.
And I
It's
could
so
hear
nice.
you call out my name, and I couldn't unmute myself, or do the camera. That's how bad I am with this
Don't worry, don't worry. It's so-
technological world. So I've had to join in from the iPad. But
Don't
yeah,
worry.
lots of lovely tips and a lot of new information. I think with me, I've been running my business 10 years and I've never advanced, but it's,
Tell everyone what it is, because it's a brilliant business.
oh, I'm a private chef and I do private dining events, catering. I host content days at home now as well, which is quite good. So we hire professionals to come and teach as well as do the makeup, hair, and photo shoots and things like that. But I just think, like, all these years, one thing I've learned what works is going live. So every time I've gone live, I get a few clients and that's it. And that's how it just keeps rolling. And my business is good. You've seen, like, I just work nonstop. I'm booked in till the end of the year, this year as well. And it's only from doing lives. I've never done an ad. I would love to, because I want to grow my business even more now because the kids are all older and there's a lot more time. But I've not
You're
really
natural on camera, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you go on live, you're engaging and you're authentic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, every time I've ended a live, there's 3, 4, 5 inquiries straight away. So that's the best thing we should all just do. That works definitely.
I love it.
Hmm.
How can I help? Is there anything that you're thinking that you wanted to know, or any?
Yeah, so I'm seriously considering doing the Facebook ad, because I think Facebook was my biggest seller in terms of like getting the business, but Facebook engagement is nearly nil. Like nobody ever likes you or comments, or it's just dead. Like it's a dead platform right now for me. And I don't know whether because I'm not doing ads, it doesn't like me anymore. And it's like, come on, just spend something and we kind of reboost you a bit. So
it's
I was thinking of doing it. And what would be a good starting price? Like, what do you think we should, like, it's a trial anyway, so I don't want to spend crazy.
If you're thinking, like Christine referenced earlier, about getting somebody's name, email address, phone number, so you know the school that's local to us in the high street? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you ever see their ads?
No, I haven't noticed.
So they if you ever see, or do you ever see school gym ads come up?
No.
So their ads
but
are.
I do see ads, like in general, I just see ads when you look, or when you've Googled something and you come back and there's like hundreds of ads.
So for the ads that are like forms where you've got somebody's phone number, email, that you can then ring them up to book them in, I would recommend a starting budget of around £10 to £15 a day. You don't need to run it forever, but I wouldn't do less than that, because you won't get, I can't say this, statistically valid data. Anything less than a tenner won't give you enough leads, and it won't give the algorithm enough lead to go on with. You can boost the post, and I check your best organic performing post and then boost that. You can send someone to your website, just like Christine was talking about earlier. But if you want somebody's details that you could then just WhatsApp them straight away, say, book you in for January, I'd be recommending 10 to 15 quid a day.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I don't know now how to
Don't
not
worry,
do
don't
much.
worry. I'm still struggling. 4 years, I still can't go on Teams. Every time I go on Teams, it either breaks or like, yeah, I can't log in. So that's why I stay on Zoom. I think Teams. Any more? Any burning questions, rants, vents, wins, progress? Anything? So if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I'll share a little bit more about what I do, because as I say, I know most of you, but for those of you who don't know me, I run a 7-week training course that Christine's been on, that Joe's been on, Gary's coming on, and every week we do a different module. So we do SEO, we do advertising, we do lead generation, we do social proof, we do social media, and effectively sessions like this where I demonstrate on screen on how to do it. And everyone gets homework. They do get homework. They get little tasks that take 5 minutes a time to do, and then we meet, and it's full of accountability, because, you know, being frank, everyone can sit on a course and shove notes in the drawer after, but the accountability is where it's at. So if anybody would like details of that course, we start every week, so there's no kind of start and end date. It's rolling, and it's lifetime access as well, and we've got a private Facebook group. And I think Joe would say it's a safe space as well, where you can just talk and be yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually think I need to do it again, from the beginning, because there's so much and you learn so much, and everybody's doing something slightly differently, but or their business is slightly different and at different stages, but you learn different things from different people, and then it's trying to then work out how that relates to your business. And so you know, there's some things that I've been able to move on, but others I thought, oh, I can't remember. I know we talked about that, but I can't remember how to do it. So I think just being able to come back and dip in and out is just absolutely brilliant. So I would definitely recommend it. So
that's really kind, thank you. So we have the replays in a Facebook group, so you can rewatch it, and they're there for life. It isn't like a limited time that people have got access to, so you can always rewatch the stuff. And just like this, it's very informal, and what I like about it is very practical. So it isn't just me going, yeah, SEO is great because of XYZ. I'm like actually showing people. I'm not keeping like the secret sauce to myself, and I think that's what people enjoy. So I've dropped my email just there. I would love to talk to anybody about anything digital marketing. I always feel like I've run out of time. So I've got so much to say, and I've already done another one of these this morning with Necker on. So yeah, I could talk for hours on it all.
But I just ask Gary. Gary, what was that site you said? What's it called?
Graham.
So I could put it into chat, John. I think it was called Perplexity.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you.
No worries. So I do these every month. Everybody will get an email anyway to see when the next one is. Like I say, I'd love to talk to you about your specific business offline, because there's only so much I can cover in this hour. So drop my email. Do reach out. Go for it, Gary.
Just was it really a true story about the tablecloth?
Yeah.
Okay. I do read emails.
Thank you very much. I feel honoured that someone read my email. Yeah, so basically I used to work in printing. I used to work up leads quite often, and to kill the time, because it's like 4 hours, I used to take my embroidery, and I used to think, right, yeah, I'll do load, 4 hours stint. And literally, I got up at Leeds and I looked down and I'd sewn this tablecloth to myself, and I had to cut the tablecloth off. Yeah, that was a true story, Carrie. And I've got many more stories. I'm writing a book at the minute, so they'll all be in there.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, was there toothpaste? Was there a toothpaste issue, or when you met?
Toothpaste?
Was it, or something when, or mousse or something when you met?
Anyway, oh my God! Yes, there was.
I'm thinking Bill Gates, but I'm not.
It was. I done a talk at Google, And I was like, right, I've got to get prepared and look business and everything. And I went into the toilet and I thought, right, I'll just get my body spray out. And literally went like that all over me. And then I looked in the mirror and it weren't body spray, it was hair mousse. And it literally took me about 20 minutes to clean out the bathroom. It was all down my clothes and everything. Thanks, Joe.
Sorry,
I'll
it's
use
just
that one in my next email. Thanks, Sheila.
oh, lovely.
Yeah, lots of stories like that. I'm not very coordinated in life, but I'm good on the computer.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Thank you, Emma. That's really lovely.
Nice to see you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for that, Joe. You just made me
So it's just ended my day on a high. So
I'll even actually, if I can, if I've still got it, I'll even send you if I've still got it on my phone, because I dropped my phone in the bath the other day and I've lost a load of stuff. But if I've still got it, I'll send everyone a picture to make you smile.
Thank you. Lovely. I'll email you. Thank you, dear. Nice to see everyone.
Thanks, Emma.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.